Hello class, my name is Andrew Fernandez and this is my Unit 3 discussion video. I will begin by talking about Chapter 3, Transnational Media and the Economics of Global Competition. So in this chapter, we learn about three significant shifts in business and in technology. So the first major shift or importance was internet and broadband delivery. So how are corporations adapting to the internet and providing, the best broadband bandwidth to their customers? Secondly, the importance of digital media, hardware and software design, and the birth of social media. So in order to keep up with the internet, new hardware, software being designed, how are corporations adapting to those productions? The third concept is the shift of major corporations adapting to the birth of new major corporations, which were Apple, Google, Facebook. So how was Time Warner, Viacom, how are these major corporations adapting to some of the more recent competitors? The question I chose to discuss further was in Chapter 3, Question 1. Why does a company engage in foreign direct investment? And what are some of the risks associated with FDI for the company as well for the host nation? So a concept we learned about in this chapter is foreign direct investment, better known as FDI. So FDI refers to the ownership of a company in foreign countries. And in this chapter we learn about four major reasons why companies choose to invest in foreign direct investment. One is foreign market penetration. So really expanding your brand to outside the United States and going overseas. Proprietary and physical assets, production and distribution efficiencies, and overcoming regulatory barriers to entry. So production and distribution efficiency. So oftentimes you're able to manufacture your product, whether it be software or apparel, at a cheaper rate overseas. And so oftentimes the production and distribution efficiencies is one of the top concepts that I think about when moving your business overseas with the FDI. There are some risks involved with the FDI. So in this chapter, the risks associated with FDI is corporations are subject to laws and regulations of the host country. So you're in their land, of course you got to follow their rules. Corporations almost always become vulnerable to the country's politics and business policies, which we also see here in the United States. But at least we're aware and can keep up with the country's politics, where you may not know or be able to predict politics that may arise in foreign countries. So another risk associated with the FDI is the possibility of change in labor conditions and wage requirements. So as we see here in the United States, wage requirements may change with the $15 an hour increase that is being talked about. So foreign governments may also impose laws concerning taxes, and issues may arise with technology transfer and protecting intellectual property. This is why FDI can only work if the host country has a good political standing, provides economic investment opportunities, and if business regulations are reasonable. I also chose to talk a little bit about another question in this chapter, and that was why does media and telecommunication companies engage in a merger or acquisition strategy? What are some of the reasons for and more notable examples of doing so? Why does a merger or acquisition strategy sometimes fail? So merger and acquisitions, they represent two ways companies can partner to achieve a greater market share. The two best examples of this concept is Microsoft acquiring LinkedIn and when Google acquired YouTube. There are four major reasons why mergers and acquisitions would not work, and that is the lack of compelling strategic rationale, failure to perform due diligence, post-merger planning and integration failures, and financing the problems of excessive debt. So this was a great unit. I'm looking forward to your feedback on my video, and I'm looking forward to watching all the classmates' videos. Have a good one.